Hi, it's Sandy Wiley. Today's video is why I'll never be that girl again. How many of you remember that show, That Girl, with Marlo Thomas? The one where she is like a single career woman, just like Mary Tyler Moore, dating Donald. Oh, Donald. She'd always say, oh, Donald. Well, anyway, I just thought of that. So why I'll never be that girl? That girl meaning my former, younger, naive, stupid, gullible self. That's what I coined that girl. I'm not that girl anymore. I am this woman. And I'm going to tell you what turned that girl into this woman. Heartbreak. Lots and lots of it. So you know, like, who sings that? You live, you learn. Oh, what's her name? My mind is drawing a blank, but everyone knows who it is, right? And that's really what it is. You have to be knocked down enough times. Of course, you know, you rise up, you come back up, but you also learn from being knocked down. How not to be knocked down again. Right? So, I'm going to tell you what I've learned. I'm going to be 58 in a few weeks, so I've lived, you know, over a half a century on this planet Earth. And I learned a lot. And I'm never going to go back to being that gullible, naive, insecure person, child, girl, ever again. I learned trust has to be earned. Do not trust people initially. Don't trust anyone. It has to be earned over time. And time takes a lot of time. Isn't that crazy? Time takes a lot of time. I mean, it takes a lot of time to really say, I trust this person. And even then, sometimes you're unsure. But when I mean a lot of time, I'm not talking 2 or 3 or 5 years. Sometimes not even 10. Sometimes it takes decades. Sometimes it takes... What I'm trying to say is, don't always trust everyone you meet. Because 9 out of 10 times, people will lie to you, misguide you, use you. They'll say whatever you want to hear for their own purposes, just to get you to be agreeable to whatever it is they want. So I learned to question things now. I never used to before. I would just blindly blindly go with someone, you know, and never question anything. Now I question everything. I'm like a little detective. I watch and see how that person acts with other people. I listen to that person's past history. A lot of heartache I've had could have been prevented if I had done that work initially. If I had, you know, questioned people. If I had looked at people's past history. For instance, if a guy is 45, 50, he's never been married, you think he's going to marry you? Why did he never get married? I haven't met the right one. In all those years, he never met anyone. Maybe the guy, something wrong with him. Or maybe he, nothing's good enough for him. But whatever it is, right? I don't want to be involved with it. You have to look at things like that, or how people talk about other people. Even if they're saying everything nice about you, what are they saying about other people behind their back? Because if they're trashing someone else behind their back, guess what? They're doing behind your back the same exact thing. You don't want to see it, you don't want to admit it, but it's true. Because if someone does something, with someone else, they're going to do it to you too. If a guy hit his ex-girlfriend, he's going to hit you too. If a guy cheated on his ex-girlfriend, he's going to cheat on you too. See, you don't want to admit, oh no. But guess what? They're a cheater. If they hit their ex-girlfriend or wife or whatever, they're violent. I mean, that's what it is. And if you don't want to own up to it, you're going to be really, really hurt. So now I question everything. Before I question nothing. I would just say, I wouldn't even think of it. But now, I love myself enough I don't need anybody in my life. So that's very freeing. Before I thought I needed this and I needed that. And it's like, no, I don't need anyone. I have a wonderful husband of 35 years married who's been 100% faithful to me and devoted, who over the course of, I know him since I was 18. I'm going to be 58 in a few weeks. That's 40 years. I've known this guy 4 decades, 40 years, and he's never let me down. Look around you, people. Look around. Who is around? Those are your people. I mean, I don't mean someone who's recently around. I mean, when you get to be older and you see who is still around, those are your people, because they stuck by you through all the times, not just the good times. So I'm never going to be gullible and believe everything anymore. Now I believe nothing. I take everything with a grain of salt. If you tell me something, I just take it at face value, whatever. I don't really put any faith in what someone tells me, because they're just words. Actions. I watch for people's actions, what they do, not what they say. I don't care what they say, really. It doesn't make any difference to me what someone says. I look for what the person does. I look for their actions. Before, I just believed in their words. If they say this, okay. Never again. I'm not that girl. I'm not that girl. I don't believe in anyone's words. I watch for their actions. What are they doing? Not what they're saying. What are they doing? What do they do? How do they treat people? And what have they done in their past? That's just like when you go for a job interview. They always look at your former jobs. That's how they judge you. How long were you on your former job? What circumstances did you leave? Bada, bada, bada. That's how they judge you. So, kind of be like that. How was this person in their former relationships? That's very important. So, I'm never going to be that kind of girl that doesn't ask questions to myself, because I'm not going to ask the person questions, because of course they'll just lie. How many people lie? A great majority of people lie. So I don't even bother asking them questions, because who's going to believe them? I just wait and watch and see their actions, see how they speak about other people, see what their past was like, because they'll tell you. It's amazing, but people always tell you. They always show you their true colors. The thing is, like me, we don't want to see it. We're blind, but they do. They show you their true colors, and you just have to watch out and be aware of that. So before I used to depend on people for happiness. Now I'm not that girl anymore. I just depend on myself for happiness. I love writing. I write a poem every day. I do a video every day. I love being creative. I love nature. I love animals. I love going and filming baby goslings. I love filming otters. I did one on otters. I love filming. I'm going to try to do one on backyard birds. Yeah. I just have to be, in the right spot and be quiet and all that, But I love filming nature. I love filming psychology videos. I love coming on and talking. I love karaoke. I love writing. I've published over 3 dozen books. And this is and I love being a mom. Love, love, love being a mom. I can't imagine life without being a mom. And my handicapped son brings me a lot of pleasure because he enjoys the simple things. He doesn't need much to make him happy. He can do a puzzle on the floor. He can play with his toy animals, or he just likes simple things, Unlike someone else who at his age 27 would be, wanting more materialistic things. And I just enjoy his company, and I feel content. But see, I'm not looking for someone on the outside like I used to, There was a time in my life that I thought, dating and men could make me happy, or even girlfriends. There was a time I thought, like, having friends, just any friend, man, woman, or beast, doesn't matter. I just thought that, that someone liked me and wanted to be my friend, and that, made me feel important. But that doesn't anymore, because I love myself now. I don't need, someone else's approval. I'm not that girl anymore that's, looking toward other people, looking for other people's approval. I don't really care. This is the glory of it. When you get to be my age, I don't care if you hate me. You don't like me, you don't like what I do, so what? I don't need you. I'm not that girl anymore. I'm not the girl that needs people. I've got everything I need. I got my 2 sons. One's 25, and he's studying to be a doctor. He has 2 bachelor degrees, and he's going for his master's. And then he's going to go on to medical school. He's going to try to, anyway. He's going to be in the medical field. Right now, he has a full-time job and goes to school full-time. And he's head of the Massachusetts crisis text line, hotline. It's not text line, it's a hotline, where people call in with all sorts of problems, people who are suicidal, and that's a major responsibility, And he lives at home because he's trying to pay off student debt. I love him home. That's his home. I'm not like, other parents might think that when they're older, but I don't feel that way at all. Me and my husband are happy he's home. We love having him home. Someday he's not going to be home, obviously. But yeah, it's great. I see my other son, my handicapped one, who has a brain damage on Saturday and Sunday. So we see him the whole weekend, really. Saturday and Sunday is your weekend. He comes up for dinner on Sunday, and yeah. So, and I'm content. If someone comes in my life, I don't need them. They have to, if they're kind and respectful and not needy, no one is going to make me do anything, or no one is going to put demands on me. No one's going to use me. I'm not that kind of girl. The kind of girl who let friends walk all over her. Yeah, I was that kind of girl. I'd let people walk all over me years ago. I would. Horrible, horrible, horrible. But no, because I don't need anyone's company. I love my own company. Isn't that awesome? I love, being out on my deck, watching the birds, watching the jay dive bomb into the bird bath and get all, yeah, he looks like he's a rocker with all the, when he's all wet. And watching the squirrels chase each other, watching I have 2 doves in my yard. I just love watching bunnies hopping around all the time. I get excited. I'm out there, I had a beautiful lunch with my son out there, a gourmet lunch. He bought it, his treat. This was a gourmet lunch. A whole fish with a head and tail, antipasto, mussels. It was like a 4 or 5 course meal. And I'm just content in my own skin. I have wrinkles, I have blubber, even though my weight is down now because I've cut back on my drinking so much, I lost 4 pounds. So I'm really not overweight now. So I feel happy about that. I only drink 2 glasses of wine. I'm not drinking vodka. So I'm not that kind of girl who, relies on, alcohol. Or, I just am happy doing these videos. I don't need to do pornography, I'm happy where I'm at right now, So that's what I want to talk about in this video. And I hope that, you guys have grown, or you girls, you guys, that you're not that kind of person that you were, 5 years ago, even last year, even 1 year ago, that you have grown since then and learned some things, learn some things so you don't repeat them. You make changes in your life from past hurts. Instead of having regrets, make the necessary changes so that in the future, when you look back now, at this point in time right now, you won't have those regrets like the regrets I had previously. I deeply regret going to therapy. I wasted 2 decades of my life. I turned into an alcoholic. I was sexually exploited and abused, physically abused, mentally and verbally abused. I deeply regret it, but I can't go back and undo, all those years of therapy. All I can say is never again when I go forward and say I will, you know, I'm never going back again. So, you know, that's what I'm talking about. Learning from your past so that you will change your present, so that in the future, when you look back on now, this time now, you will have no regrets. I mean, what I'm doing now, I don't regret. So in a year or two or five from now, when I look back on this period of my life right now, I'm not going to look back with regret like now. I look back on regret at the last 20 years saying, what the hell, girl? Why were you believing all those idiots who said they cared about you? Psychologists are just like prostitutes, okay? Prostitutes and psychologists get paid to give people what they want. A psychologist gets paid to listen and act like they care about you. A prostitute gets paid to have sex with you. They're not having sex with you because they desire you or think you're special or love you or like you or anything like that. They're doing it for the money. Psychologists are paid to listen, not because they care. It's their job to listen. Or some of them just pretend to listen to you. But it's their job. When they say you're so special, you're wonderful, I love you, that's not true. They're just telling you what you need to hear in order to pad their wallet. And I'm sure, never been to a prostitute. I'm sure she's going to say whatever the guy tells her, do whatever the guy wants, for the money. It's all about the green stuff. So, let's make it a better future by changing the present and not being that person that you used to be. You've learned through your pain, your experiences, and you've grown, like I have. And I'm sure you will grow from your own experiences and learn from them to have a better future. Take care.